To safeguard a gold mine, the man found himself stranded in the vast desert. Fortunately, he stumbled upon the wreckage of an old, abandoned airplane. He meticulously inspected every nook and cranny of the plane, even finding a long-lost sense of comfort in the seats. However, a dilemma arose. If he set up camp there, the hills would block his view, preventing him from seeing the distant gold mine. So, he began dismantling parts of the plane, hoping to modify it for a better vantage point. The intense physical labor left him drenched in sweat and depleted a significant amount of his precious water supply. In pursuit of comfort and safety, he started dragging pieces of the plane back and forth between the mine and his camp. The prolonged exposure to the sun left him severely injured. Eventually, he leaned on a withered tree to construct a makeshift but personal shelter. The harsh environment, coupled with physical exhaustion, led to severe dehydration. After a brief rest, his symptoms eased slightly, but he still suffered from a splitting headache. As dusk approached, he finally struggled out of his camp, his gaze landing on the gold nearby. With all his strength, he chipped off a piece of gold. In that moment, he was overjoyed like a child, clutching tightly to his hard-earned prize. Suddenly, a phone rang. His companion informed him that their truck had broken down and couldn't be started, forcing him to wait another day. When the companion learned he had secured a piece of gold, the tone of his voice noticeably changed. Due to dehydration from the day's efforts, he hadn't gathered enough firewood, and the limited supply quickly burned out. He was left holding a torch, alone against the darkness and the lurking wolf pack, enduring the long night. By the third morning, his discomfort was so severe that he no longer noticed the mosquitoes biting him. He awoke in his camp, clutching the gold, his face sunburned and bleeding, but he had no other choice. He carefully added water to his supply, but unexpectedly spotted a snake. A glint of greed flashed in his eyes as he lunged with a knife. But he missed, accidentally knocking over his water bottle. He poured the last bit of juice from a can into his mouth, savoring the final taste of food. The next day, while continuing to dismantle the plane, he suddenly noticed a figure approaching. He quickly hid, but the figure still found him. The man swiftly tucked the gold into his bag. The newcomer was a wilderness hunter who offered to help, but the man remained highly vigilant. His excessive caution left him watching as the woman drank deeply. When she asked why he was there, the man started fabricating lies, but his poor acting didn't fool her. The woman got up and inspected the area, following the trail of debris he had dragged. Seeing his secret about to be exposed, the man reluctantly handed over the plane wreckage in exchange for the safety of his camp. However, the woman didn't leave. She continued to observe, seemingly intent on uncovering more truths. Facing her persistent questions, the man tried to evade, but his severely dehydrated brain left him irritable. Yet, she was determined to get to the bottom of it. Fortunately, she didn't find the gold, only pointing out various spots around the camp. Gradually, she moved closer to the gold and eventually discovered the truth. She angrily accused him of selfishness and deceit. Looking at the woman lying on the ground, the man was filled with fear. Calming down, he searched her belongings, taking her fire starter and knife, then satisfyingly drank her water and ate her jerky to regain strength. He dragged her body into a pit and buried it. But soon, the corpse was dragged out by starving wolves. Sorry, for some reason the movie can only be introduced here. Want to see the follow-up? Can be searched for the name of the movie, Gold.